واستغلظ فاستوى على سوقه يعجب الزراع ليغيظ بهم الكفار وعد الله الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات منهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما صدق الله العظيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
To take the seats on the dais, our special guest, Ms. Dr. Sarah Said, Senior Advisor to the NYC Mayor de Blasio. Gentlemen, please join me. Welcome to our special guest, Dr. Sarah Said. Now I would request Alhaj Abul Hashem, President Bangladesh Muslim Center, to take his seat on the dais. I would request Ms. Monica Morgan and Mr. McWill Maldonado take their seats on the dais from the HPD. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Mustafizur Rahman, President Core Vision Foundation. Now I would request Mr. Alhaj Abul Hashem, President Bangladesh Muslim Center, to welcome our guests.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon. On behalf of Bangladesh Muslim Center, I would like to thank Core Vision for organizing such a great event. I would also like to thank Sarah Said, Senior Advisor to the Mayor Office, Congressman Hakim Geoffrey Office, supposed to be here, Flex Ortiz, Assistant Speaker of the Assembly, New York, is supposed to be here, might be on the way, and HPD and all others that have came out to show us support. This is an important event as it is on that will empower our community. Bangladesh Muslim Center has been serving this community for over 25 years. We have been raising money for people and mosque in need, community outsource youth development program. Thus we felt that it was important to also work with Core Vision to try to bring information that will provide better opportunity to the people in the community. In these days and age, information is power. If you do not go to and gain the information, then you cannot blame anyone for your lack of the success. There are a lot of opportunity still out there that we need to take advantage of, and this is just one of the many opportunities. You may not need affordable housing, but you may have family member or a friend that needs it. So listen carefully, and thank you all for coming. আপনাদের সবাইকে ধন্যবাদ যে আমরা এমন একটা ইভেন্ট আজকে করতে যাচ্ছি এবং যে ইভেন্টে আমরা এই এলাকার অধিবাসী যারা তারা যে স্বতঃস্ফূর্তভাবে এসে এই সহযোগিতা করতেছেন যৌথ উদ্যোগের এই সেমিনারকে, আপনাদের সবাইকে আমাদের বহুত অর্গানাইজেশনের পক্ষ থেকে ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে।
Thank you, Mr. Alhaj Abul Hashem, President Bangladesh Muslim Center. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome our special guest, Dr. Sarah Said. I would ask her to speak a little bit on our today's topic. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sarah Said.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. It's truly an honor to be here today, and I want to thank Core Vision for the vision and for organizing these kinds of meetings. It's very important for the community to understand what resources government has to offer My office, the Office of Community Affairs, is responsible for reaching out to all of New York City, and within that office, my focus specifically is on Muslim communities. As you know, Muslims in New York City are very diverse. The Bangladeshi community is an important part of the Muslim community, and there are many other ethnic communities within that. So part of my job is to work with all of you, and it's a little bit challenging because of the diversity, right? And many of our community members don't really know what government is offering. They don't know what the agencies are, what programs there are. So part of what we do in my office is to work with a variety of city agencies and create information sessions like this. When Core Vision approached me to come and say a few words, I was really happy to see that they have taken the initiative and reached out to my colleagues in HPD, and I haven't met you before, but I just want to say thank you so much for being here, to helping to educate our community members and New Yorkers broadly about what resources we have, as a city. And I look forward to hearing your presentation and learning more from you as well. So this is just, one of, I hope, many more meetings to come with this masjid and other communities around the city. I look forward to working with Core Vision and you as well, and we can do more of these. We've been, my colleague Gagan Kaur is from Thrive NYC, which is the First Lady's mental health initiative. The city's investing a lot of money in mental health, and so we can come back here to educate you about the mental health programs we have. There are also initiatives that the City Commission on Human Rights has to protect New Yorkers against religious discrimination in the workplace and housing, and just broadly. And then also just trying to develop stronger partnerships with the police department. Right now, I don't know if you're aware, but the New York Police Department has an initiative called Build Your Block, which is helping community members meet with their neighborhood community officers. There are meetings happening in every neighborhood and with every precinct. So you can actually I can share information about the website. You can go and put in your address and find out when the meeting is that you can go to. So you can meet your neighborhood community officers. The Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs also has a lot of programs like free legal assistance for people who need immigration advice from lawyers. Also, I just want to see how many of you in this room have ever, or you have a New York City ID card, the ID NYC. Can you raise your hand if you have that card? Okay, I'm not talking about the state driver's license, I'm talking about the New York City ID card. Has everyone in this room if you've heard about NYC ID, can you please raise your hand? It's offered through the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs. All right, so a lot of people in the room do know about it, but there are many people who have never heard of it. This is a free ID card that you can have as somebody who lives in New York City. It helps you with identification. It's particularly helpful for people who don't have immigration, valid visa for staying here, and it can really help you just to have a document that you can present if someone asks you for ID. It's also useful for some bank accounts to open an account. So we can talk more about these kinds of initiatives, inshallah, in the future. So thank you again for inviting me, and I look forward to staying in touch with all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Sarah Said, for your valuable speech. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite Community Leader Mr. Mamnoonul Haq to take his seat on the dais. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. Mamnoonul Haq. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's our main session, Seminar on Affordable Housing and Other Housing Opportunities. Here with us, as you have already heard, HPD, Department of Housing Preservation and Development. We have Ms. Monica Morgan and Mr. Maquil Maldonado. Both of them are project managers. They They are the main speakers on our seminar topic of affordable housing. So we would like to start the seminar now on. I would invite Ms. Monica to let us know. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Ms. Morgan.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you to the Muslim community. Thank you for inviting us out. This is a great opportunity, and as she mentioned before, knowledge is power. So we're here to give you as much power as possible, right? She asked before how many people have heard of HPD. Can I see a show of hands? Aside from what she just told you about it, how many people have heard of Housing Connect? Okay, so then I hope that you guys then explain to them, once I'm done with this, how it actually works. So I'm here to tell you about Housing Connect, which is the main hub of accessing affordable housing in New York City. So if you have your pens out, I want you to take these two things down. First is the telephone number for our hotline. So after I've done the explanation, usually we do a presentation, but we'll work on that the next time we visit. So first is our hotline. It's 212-863-212-863-7990. So we'll have someone there to answer your questions 9 to 5. So we'll have someone there to answer your questions from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. So feel free to call, say I have questions about affordable housing in New York, and we'll try and help you. The second thing is the website. The website for affordable housing is nyc.gov/housingconnect. Sure. nyc.gov, that's G-O-V, /housingconnect, CONNECT. And also you have the pamphlet, and that very long one, it's listed on there. The long pamphlet, okay? So since we're on the pamphlet, I'm glad you guys picked them up, because now there's no more left for me to show you. Okay, so this we brought along just to give you an idea of how the process works and what to expect. So it's basically your guide to affordable housing. And all of this is on the website as well in PDF form that you could print and share with your family and friends. So if you didn't get one today, you could definitely go to nyc.gov/housingconnect and get another one, okay? So we'll start off, you see a building in your neighborhood and you're wondering if it's going to be affordable, if there are any units available. You could do one or two things. Hopefully you search yourself on Housing Connect because you've created an account, or you could give us a call and ask. Quite often what we'll tell you, if it's not on the website, then it's not available yet, okay? So just to give you an explanation, affordable housing is very different from NYCHA housing. NYCHA housing, I'm not really familiar with, but mainly you'd put yourself and your family on a list and wait to be called. So it's like a one-time entry. With Housing Connect, you create an account, including all the members of your family, and apply to each building. So you have to continuously do the work yourself. You see a building at 105 Cortelyou Road, you apply and you wait. You see another one at 500 Cortelyou, you apply and you wait, okay? So the more buildings you apply to, the better your chances. It is a lottery. Someone else asked earlier, what's the cap for employment? You'll need to look at the ad. A sample ad, it looks like this. So a sample ad or a real ad will be on Housing Connect, as well as is also in your local newspaper, the AM New York, which is free, or the Metro New York, and also other ethnic newspapers, but usually, or marketing agents will use one of those, AM New York or Metro New York. And so basically this ad just tells you the name of the address of the building, how many apartments are available. In this case it says 10 newly constructed apartments. It also says the neighborhood. This says Prospect Heights. It will tell you what the amenities are, and it will tell you about the transportation system that goes to that neighborhood. Also, very important, it will list the rents for those apartments. Okay, so you see a studio apartment, you'll read through, and it will say for a studio apartment, it will only allow one person. So if your family includes more than one person, do not think that you will be eligible for a studio apartment. For a one-bedroom apartment, it's one person or two people in a one-bedroom. And this is set up by New York City Housing and Urban Development. It's not our choice, okay? This is the setup. So one or two persons only in a one-bedroom. And then for a three-bedroom, it's two people, 3 or 4 people. So if you're a one single person, we cannot, in all good faith, put you in a lush 2-bedroom, right? Okay. So as you read through the ad, you'll see a sample of what the rents will be. Each ad will have different rent amounts, okay? But the standards are pretty much set in terms of the capacity per apartment. One person in a studio, or 1 or 2 people in a 1-bedroom, 2, 3, 4 in a 2-bedroom. A 3-bedroom could be 3, 4, 5 people. But you'll have to look through the ad and you will see the limits per room. For the annual household income, someone asked what's the maximum allowed. So we have what we call AMIs. That's the area medium income. Thank you so much. So this is just a ballpark figure. For a 3-person household, the maximum that household could make is $51,540 for a 3-person household at 60% AMI. Now, if anyone has any questions about that, we ask that you call that number I gave you in the beginning, and we could break it down for you. If you want to know, my family makes X, Y, or Z amount, would I qualify, and how many people would be eligible to be in an apartment with me? Okay? We also have set-asides. So for all of these apartments in New York City, we have set-asides for persons with disability, mobility, such we have 5% set aside. Vision hearing, we have 2%. Community board would be 50%. Municipal employees would be 5%. I mentioned if a building was going up in on Cortellieu Road, and you live in that neighborhood, they consider that your community board or your zone. What zone is this? 15. So if you see an ad that says community board 15 in Brooklyn, you should apply. Why? 50% of those units are set as, sorry, did someone, 12. So if you see the, for your specific community board, we suggest that that's a good chance that you would be selected only if you're eligible, if your household matches the income requirement, if it matches the size, and if your household composition, right, if your household composition matches. So it's a lottery. You apply as often as possible. As we go through the process and you've entered your profile, all the applications are randomized. Dr. Sarah may be the first one to apply, and the gentleman to my right will be the last person to apply, and everyone else in between. All the applications are randomized. Now she's given number 250, and she was the first person to apply, and the gentleman here could be number 2. The log is sorted, and we start from number 1, going through the people with disabilities first, then the community board and municipal employees, then we start to everyone else below that. Do you understand? I see a lot of heads shaking. So the reason we want you to apply and apply often, though she's the first one to apply, she may not be in first place. Now with her number 250, she'd have to hope that everyone else in front of her is not eligible. Then they'll call her and offer her a nice apartment. Of course, she'd have to pay for it. Okay? So that's the way the application process works. You will basically be called based on your log number and asked to provide your documents to support what you've entered in your profile. You say you're a 4-person household and you make $55,000. They will ask for your bank statements. They will ask for your tax returns. They will ask for perhaps your landlord information, just to verify that yes, you do make that amount. Once you are deemed eligible, they'll walk you through the process of signing your lease and then hopefully moving into a new apartment. Okay, thank you so much for your time. She's gonna explain that we'll do a Q&A after for all the members of the dais to give you a chance.
Thank you, Ms. Morgan, for your informational speech. Okay? Please, everybody, thank you, Ms. Morgan. Okay? So now we will start our question answer session. I will invite our president, Muhammad Rahman, to come to the dais and start the question answer session.
Assalamu alaikum. So I would request Brother Mamunul Haq to deliver his speech and please আমরা একটু সাইলেন্ট থাকলে আমরা আসলে আলোচনা করতে সুবিধা হবে. So my name is Mustafiz Rahman. Let me talk in Bangla. And how many of you know before today about Core Vision? Core Vision Foundation নাম আপনারা আজকের আগে কয়জন শুনেছেন? একটু হাত তুলবেন. এটা হচ্ছে আমার কমিউনিটি, আমি বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটির কথা বলছি. এটা আমার কমিউনিটির জন্য দুর্ভাগ্য. আমরা 1 বছরেরও বেশি সময় ধরে বাংলা কমিউনিটিতে যতগুলো মেজর নিউজ পেপার আছে সবগুলো নিউজ পেপারে বিশাল বিশাল বিজ্ঞাপন যাচ্ছে, কিন্তু আমরা কেউ এখন পর্যন্ত কোর ভিশন ফাউন্ডেশন সম্বন্ধে জানি না. আমরা বেশ কিছু বিষয় বলার চেষ্টা করেছি, বেশ কিছু ইনফরমেশন দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করেছি, কিন্তু আমাদের দুর্ভাগ্য হচ্ছে যে আমরা আসলে চোখ বন্ধ করে আছি. এখানে নিউ ইয়র্ক সিটি, নিউ ইয়র্ক স্টেট বিভিন্ন বড় প্রচুর সুযোগ সুবিধা দিয়ে রেখেছে, কিন্তু আমরা কখনো চেষ্টাই করছি না এই তথ্যগুলো নেয়ার. এবং কোর ভিশন ফাউন্ডেশন থেকে আমরা চেষ্টা করছি এই তথ্যগুলো পাওয়া যায়, এই তথ্যগুলো জানা যায়. এই তথ্যগুলো নেয়ার জন্য খুব কম মানুষ কোর ভিশন ফাউন্ডেশনে কল করছে, যাচ্ছে, কারণ আমরা খুবই চোখ বন্ধ করে আছি. আমেরিকার মতো জায়গায় আমরা এসেছি, উন্নত দেশে এসেছি, উন্নত জীবনের জন্য এসেছি, কিন্তু এখানকার নিয়ম কানুনগুলো আমরা শেখার চেষ্টা করছি না. আমার কমিউনিটি হিসেবে আমার নিজের কাছে খুব কষ্ট লাগছে. সেজন্য হাশেম ভাইয়ের সাথে যখন কথা বললাম, হাশেম ভাই স্বতঃস্ফূর্তভাবে সাপোর্ট দিলেন যে ইয়েস চলেন, এই আই উইল সাপোর্ট. হাউজিং, অ্যাফোর্ডেবল হাউজিং একটা সুযোগ, এরকম আরো অসংখ্য সুযোগ আছে নিউ ইয়র্ক সিটি, নিউ ইয়র্ক স্টেট, ইউএসএ. এখানে প্রচুর গ্রান্ট দেওয়া হয়, প্রচুর স্কলারশিপ দেওয়া হয়, প্রচুর লোন দেওয়া হয়, 0% ইন্টারেস্টে লোন দেওয়া হয়. আমরা কয়জন জানি যে 0% ইন্টারেস্টে লোন দিচ্ছে? সো 0% ইন্টারেস্ট মানে কি? হালাল না হারাম? হালাল। সো কোরআন শরীফের এই আয়াতটা আমরা খুব, বা হাদিসের এই কথাগুলো আমরা খুব জানি যে আল্লাহ সুদকে হারাম করেছেন, কিন্তু এটার আর একটা পার্ট আছে। কি সেটা? ব্যবসাকে হালাল করেছেন। আমরা কয়জন এটা নিয়ে কাজ করি? কয়জন এটা নিয়ে চেষ্টা করছি? নিউ ইয়র্ক স্টেটে $500 বিলিয়ন কন্ট্রাক্ট হয়েছে, বিজনেস হয়েছে। $500 বিলিয়ন। আমরা জানি না যে বিজনেসটা করতে হবে কিভাবে। আমরা কোরভিশন ফাউন্ডেশন থেকে এটা বলার চেষ্টা করছি, উদ্যোক্তা উন্নয়ন নিয়ে। আমরা মাঝে মাঝে ফোন পাই, অনেক ফান করে আমাদেরকে নিয়ে আর কি। তা আমরা জানি যে আমি যেহেতু আমার কমিউনিটিকে চিনি, আমরা এটাতে অভ্যস্ত আর কি। সো প্লিজ, আজকে আপনারা এসছেন, অনেক ধন্যবাদ যে নিজেরা সময়টা নিয়ে এসছেন এখানে শোনার জন্য। আমরা সত্যি কৃতজ্ঞ। আমরা অনুরোধ করব, কল আস। এখানে প্রচুর জব অ্যাভেলেবল। আমি যদি এখানে বলি, আজকের ডিপার্টমেন্ট অফ লেবারে একটা বিষয় আছে যে জানুয়ারি থেকে এই পর্যন্ত 2,22,000 জব ক্রিয়েট হয়েছে। আমরা কয়টা জানি? 2,22,000 জব। আমি যদি বলি যে মোর দ্যান 2 মিলিয়ন গ্রান্টস দেয়া হচ্ছে, ফেডারেল গ্রান্টস। এই তথ্যগুলো জানানোর আমরা চেষ্টা করছি কোরভিশন ফাউন্ডেশন থেকে। পত্রিকায় বিজ্ঞাপন যাচ্ছে, নাম্বার আছে, কল দেন, আমরা সহযোগিতা করার চেষ্টা করব। এবং এই সার্ভিসটা, মোস্ট অফ দ্য সার্ভিস ইজ ফ্রি। উই ডোন্ট চার্জ এনিথিং। শুধু দরকার হচ্ছে আপনারা কষ্ট করে ফোন দেবেন। পরের প্রশ্নটা হচ্ছে যে আপনারা চলেন কিভাবে? আমরা চলি কিভাবে সেটা হচ্ছে না, আপনি ফোন দিবেন আপনার প্রয়োজন নিয়ে। সো আপনার প্রয়োজনটা, আমরা মনে করছি যে এখানে প্রচুর সুযোগ আছে, এই সুযোগগুলো জানার চেষ্টা করি আমরা। এবং আমেরিকা এসে আমেরিকার মতো করে আমরা থাকার চেষ্টা করি। ইবাদত মানে শুধুমাত্র মসজিদের ভিতরে না, এর বাইরে প্রচুর বিষয় আছে। এটা ইসলাম একটা জীবন ব্যবস্থা, আমরা সবাই জানি, তাই না? সো সচেতন হওয়াটা এটা একটা। আমরা আশা করছি আমরা আরও, হাশেম ভাই বা আপনাদের সহযোগিতা পেলে আরও এই ধরনের প্রোগ্রাম নিয়ে আসার জন্য আমরা চেষ্টা করছি, পরিকল্পনা করছি। আমি রিকোয়েস্ট করব আমাদের ব্রাদার মামনুনুল হক, he will say a few words.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I think many of you know, I had a death in my family, and still I'm in shock on that. And I'm so thankful to my community for your support and thoughts and prayer during this difficult time. And I'd like to thank my very good friend, elder brother, Mr. Alhaz Abul Hashim, and the Core Vision Bangladesh Muslim Center for organizing this such a wonderful event, and all those esteemed guests, especially Dr. Saeed. I know her for a while, and I closely work with some issues that arise in the community. I just always reach out to her, and I think it's a great event. And as many of you know, I'm trying to always, as a member of the community board, as a leader of the community, I always try to get something from my community. I teamed up with the elected officials and try to get a lot of things for you guys, always. And a few things I'm going to touch base. First I'm going to touch base with this affordable housing. You heard everything that Ms. Morgan explained, what it is, how you're going to apply for. And I know a lot of my community members do not have computer access and not very familiar to work with computer. It is in there, Housing Connect. The Mayor Blasio, before his election, he just committed his period and for 10 years period, I believe, he'll get 200,000 unit of affordable housing. Unfortunately, we are living in an area, like Kensington. We don't have any NYCHA house. You know NYCHA means, which is project house we always quote, right? New York City Housing Authority. We don't have any in Kensington, Ocean Parkway, Windsor Terrace, this area, Borough Park. We don't have that. So it's really hard for us to living in this area, honestly. Housing price, we are compete. The rent, I'm not talking about the housing price you guys own, but if we don't own, but I'm talking about the rent. It's really hard to compete with other neighbors, like the Park Slope, because they are keep pushing to us here, other area, and house rent just keep going up. It's really hard for a living. And unfortunately, I had a lot of meetings with elected officers directly, one-on-one, like Letitia James Stringer, Councilman Lolander, is a good friend, you know that, a good friend of mine, I work closely with him, and other people. Unfortunately, we don't have any affordable housing, and they don't have any plan, looks like. I'm so angry on that, because it looks like they don't have any plan. I stated, they asked me, do you know any builder? What the hell is this? I said, I know the biggest builder in New York City. I can bring the builder, just find a place for me. So, the reason is, if we do not get any affordable housing, trust me, my friend, within the next 10 years, 15 years, we're going to lose a lot of our community members from the area. They'll leave. They keep leaving. You know that. They are renting houses in Canal Street, East New York, moving to Buffalo, different places, because they can't afford here. 20 years living in this area, more than 20 years, but they can't afford anymore rent, because they cannot afford to buy. But affordable housing means that you can afford according to your income. And as she mentioned, right? Let's say someone renting giving $5,000 rent one apartment, same apartment you can get like $1,200 because according to your income. That's called affordable housing, means you can afford it. But unfortunately, we don't have any here. I showed the place, the people with the apartment, you know that the big area is gone. Someone took it for their own. I don't want to mention that. I work with those people. But the question is, why not? Why they don't take serious action? We are largely, Muslim community living in Kensington. Immigrant people, they are making less money than other people. So they need affordable housing. Why don't elected officials don't take serious action? I'm so angry with them. Honestly, I just want to send my message to them that we are really angry because this is the election season. No, you got to be careful always. And I hope this is a great event. At least you know. As she mentioned, if you are the if you see any affordable housing in this area, you are the member of the community. You are living within community code 12, means your chance is more, 50%. If you apply for a housing behind the Berkeley Center, it's a 600 unit building, absolutely affordable, 300 unit, absolutely affordable. If you apply, your chance is less. The people living nearby, they'll get it. Their chance is more. As she mentioned, right? So I know that. So why, if we have anything here, so our chance will be more, right? Yes. So why they don't take that initiative? Why? So I want to send this message. So you continue apply it by mail, online. You can get, different places, not necessarily here. Means like at least you can have a better living. Maybe you're not going to live here anymore. You'll move to Berkeley Center, East New York, or some other places. But we want something around here. So I hope the city government will take a serious initiative to build something in Kensington. Honestly, because I represent this community and I'm very serious on that. Okay. And second thing, the health issue, Dr. Sarah mentioned it. I'm in public health. A lot of people know that I work in public health. Mental health issue is a big issue right now. Not for Bangladeshi community, all communities. Because it is a stigma. People don't want to share it. Someone have mental position in your family, you don't want to share it. That's the culture. You can, sometimes. But it is a treatable disease. it is a kind of disease like your other chronic diseases, right? So, if you know anyone in your family, there is a process now to keep working on city government and like in hospitals, we are research, we're trying to get this. We are working really hard to work on mental health issues. It is a rising issue in all communities. So I hope they'll get more fund and work with the community very closely. And thank you. I don't want to take your time, and I believe you do have any question, and please. আমি জাস্ট আপনাদের বাংলায় যেটা বলবো, আপনারা সচেতন হবেন, আপনাদের দাবি আছে, আপনাদের অধিকার আছে, আপনারা পাওয়ার জন্য আমি অত্যন্ত থ্যাংক ইউ জানাই কোঅর্ডিনেশনকে যে এই ইনস্টিটিউট নেওয়ার জন্য হাসান ভাই সহকারে। হাসান ভাই আমাকে বলেছিল আরো আগে, আর ব্যস্ততার কারণে হয়তো পারিনি, বাট ওনার সাথে কথা হয়েছিল যে আপনারা এখানে আসছেন, জানলেন, প্লিজ আপনাদের ওয়ার্কটা ছড়িয়ে দিবেন, জানবেন, আমাদের জানা দরকার। আমাদের অনেক রিসোর্স আছে নিউ ইয়র্ক সিটিতে, রহমান সাহেব মেনশন করবেন, বাট আমরা অ্যাবল করতে পারি না বিকজ আমাদের ল্যাক অফ নলেজ এক্সপিরিয়েন্স, আমরা এটা পাই না। এটা আমরা নেব, আমরা চেষ্টা করব। আপনাদের কোনো প্রয়োজন কোনো কিছু যেসব থাকলে অলওয়েজ আমার কাছে আসতে পারবেন, হাসান ভাইয়ের কাছে আসতে পারবেন, বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে আমরা আপনাদেরকে জানাবো। আমি জানি হয়তো আমার কথার ওদের কাছে ভালো লাগবে না, বাট আমি বলছি যেটা আপনাদের জন্য যেটা দরকার, এটা কিন্তু কারো নাই, ওটার সঙ্গে আসলে সবাই এই ধরনের কথাবার্তা বলবে, বুঝছেন? তো আমরা চেষ্টা করবো যে আমরা মোর কিছু আমাদের কমিউনিটিতে পাওয়ার জন্য। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
Thank you. It's a question answer, Mr. Muhammad Didar. His question is, if the income is low, can he apply?
আমি বাংলায় আর একটু করি, আপনাকে একটু করি। আমি প্রশ্নটা, আমি মোহাম্মদ দিদার। আমি গত 3 বছর ধরে অ্যাপ্লাই করতেছি। আমি দেখতেছি চিঠি পাই না, কোনো ইমেল আমি পাইনি তাদের থেকে। আর আমার ফ্যামিলি মেম্বার 7 জন। আমি দেখা যায় আমার 3 বেডরুমের দরকার আছে। তখন আপনারা যে ওখানে যে পোস্টেড করছে 60,000 70,000 ওই লেভেল আমি যেতে পারছি না। আমার ইনকাম দেওয়া হচ্ছে আপনার 27,000। তাহলে আমি ওখানে আপনারা যেভাবে পোস্টেড করে দিচ্ছে, আমি হাই লেভেলের গুলো 3 বেডরুমের 2 বেডরুমগুলো অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারছি। আর দেখা যাচ্ছে অনেক জায়গায় যেগুলোতে পরিস্থিতি আসবে না, কোনো আমি পাইনি। এখন আমার প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে, আমি 5 জনের জন্য 3 বেডরুমে নাইস নেইবার প্রোগ্রামে কীভাবে কোয়ালিফাই করি? আর আরেকটা প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে, এটা কি অ্যাফোর্ডেবল হাউস নাকি নন অ্যাফোর্ডেবল হাউস? ওটা সর্বশেষ প্রশ্ন।
3-4 questions. One is he applied, he should get a response yet. So this is the first question. Second question is, he has a 5-member family. Okay.
Okay, sorry, just to do one question at a time. If you have applied like this gentleman and you haven't heard, yes, it is very frustrating, and we are working to try and automate the system to let you know that your application has been received, specifically if you applied by paper. Did you apply by paper?
No, I applied by account, like
internet?
Yeah.
Okay. So you apply online like this gentleman, and I'll talk about the paper application in a minute. You apply online and you create a profile, and we'll just use this address 105 Cortellu, and you click that orange button and you say apply, and later you go back the next day, etc., and you see it now says applied. After the process, 2 weeks after the deadline, that status will change to perhaps lottery, to know that the lottery is in progress. We've mentioned how we would take the person with number 1, the person who applied last, and randomize them. And next to that apply button, you should see a log number. This will basically tell you that your application has been accepted into the lottery. Now, unfortunately, like I mentioned, we don't have a way of notifying you, but the closer you are to the number 1, the better your chances of being called. If it's a 10-unit building and your number is 50,000, and you're not in that community board, what's your chances of being selected? 0. But everyone is in, it's like the New York State lottery. You have to be in it to win it, right? But you never know what your log number is going to be. But unfortunately, if you're not in that community board, you're not one of the set-asides we mentioned, mobility, municipal employees, etc., CB, then your chances aren't that great if your number is like 50,000. But say, for example, your number is 36,000. Even if, maybe the people in front of you changed their minds, they moved out of state, their family grew, they're no longer interested. So feel free to call us and perhaps we could help you and let you know where the status of the building and give you a little bit of insight. Just to piggyback on one of the questions that I thought about, we have housing ambassadors that could help with applicants who speak Yes. Bangladeshi? Yes. So I thought it would be helpful to share that number with you. So the name of the group is the Bangladeshi American Community Development and Youth Services. Are you guys familiar? Anyone?
Baptist, in Woodland Park, on Farwood Street.
Okay, there you go. Yes. So it's 181 Fourville Street. And their telephone number is 718-235-1700.
Again, please.
Sure. 718-235-1700. Give them a call, set up an appointment. Do you need a pen? Give them a call, set up an appointment, tell them you're interested in applying for affordable housing. And then also, just to piggyback on applying online, if you don't have access to a computer, you could also apply by paper. Each ad will have the address to send a self-addressed stamped envelope to the developer to get an application sent to your family. Okay? So the ad that you have in your hand right there, in the middle, it will say how to apply by paper, and that's where you send a self-addressed stamp envelope to. Okay? Second question.
সবাই লাঞ্চ প্যাকেট দেওয়া হচ্ছে প্লিজ আমরা একটু নয়েজ না করে সাইলেন্টলি একটু লাঞ্চটা নেই আমরা করছি he has second question is he is from a 5-member family and his income is 27,000 but when he applied it shows that it is 60,000 income so he didn't qualify for applying what he can do.
So we talked about the max for your affordable housing, but you also notice there's a minimum. So we require that you fall in between the minimum and that maximum income bracket. However, if you have a rental subsidy, applicants who have a rental subsidy, Section 8, FEB, STEP, LINKS, and there are others that I can't name, would bypass that minimum household income. Developers are not allowed to discriminate against anyone who has a housing voucher. However, if you don't have a housing voucher and you don't match that income bracket, then you will be deemed ineligible, unfortunately.
সবচেয়ে সহজ উত্তর হচ্ছে আমার কাছে যে নাম্বারটা দেওয়া হলো সাবজেক্টের সাথে আপনারা কথা বলেন ঠিক আছে দেখেন কি দিয়ে নিজে আনসার ওকে আর আপনি অ্যাপ্লাই করছেন কোয়ালিফাই করছেন না যাতে মানে অ্যাপ্লাই করেন না অসুবিধা কোথায় অ্যাপ্লাই করতে থাকেন
Sir, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really sorry. I failed to mention, while the gentleman was speaking, I recognized that I did not mention home ownership, and I was stuck in the mindset of rentals. HPD does have affordable home ownership online. The website is nyc.gov/homeownership. You could click on the tab and see the houses that are available. It may not be like the gentleman said in your neighborhood, but if you fall within the category, the housing bracket, then you will be you will be given a chance to be eligible. So feel free to apply. Check out the website. Okay.
আচ্ছা, মামুন ভাই একটা কথা বলেছেন, আমি এটা ওইটা এক্সপ্লেনেশনটা আরেকটু অ্যাড করতে চাই। অ্যাফোর্ডেবল হাউজিং আপনাদের এরিয়াতে নতুন নতুন অ্যাফোর্ডেবল হাউজিং হবে কিনা এটা আপনার উপর নির্ভর করছে। আপনি যখন আসবেন, আজকে যে কথা বলছেন মেয়র অফিসের লোক আসছে, এইচপিডি আসছে, এরা শুনলো বাংলাদেশি কমিউনিটি অ্যাফোর্ডেবল হাউজিং এর জন্য ইন্টারেস্টেড। আপনি যখন এই ধরনের ফোরামগুলোতে আসবেন, কথা বলছেন, আপনার জন্য নতুন নতুন আসলে এই প্রজেক্ট তৈরি হবে। আপনি যখন আসবেন না, এই প্রজেক্ট যে কথা বলে না বাচ্চাকে মাও দুধ দেয়। সো প্লিজ এই ধরনের যে বেনিফিট সংক্রান্ত যে বিষয়গুলো আছে ওগুলো অ্যাটেন্ড করেন, কথা বলেন, তাহলে আপনার জন্য প্রজেক্ট তৈরি হবে। Yes, second, there is a question. Please try to approve a 4-person house as early as possible, and my family will be highly pleased. Mr. I. Khalid, MD Khalil. MD Khalil. I think this question is not clear. Is there any interest involved? This is not a loan, so there is no interest involved. My annual income is 23,000 to 24,000. Am I eligible for applying?
So again, if you feel that your income is below the minimum, then you will have to try and find a housing subsidy, rental subsidy to fill in that gap. Okay, so for 23,000 to 24,000, unfortunately, you'd have to check each ad just to see if you fall in between, because each one is different. Okay.
Yes.
I have two questions. One is recently one housing building, Garden Avenue and 7th Corner. We are applied, any way we apply there or it's not?
Like, you know, there's a place right there, you know, park on 32nd Street. That's not, I don't think so.
It's not about
So next, any project is near any neighborhood?
That's what I mentioned there too.
Okay.
Again, you don't have any.
Thank you.
Okay, here with us, attorney Jenny Kim is from Legal Hand. Again, Legal Hand offer a lot of services. I believe most of our community people doesn't know. All their information services that is free. Okay, I request Jenny Kim to speak.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Oh, very good. Okay. Hi. Hello. Thank you so much for inviting me and the panel to be here to address unaffordable housing situation in New York City. And I know most of you know that we have unaffordable housing situation in New York City. There are many things that our city agency and HPD and other places need to do and are doing to address that by actually building apartments and building more affordable housing complexes. There are other things that can be done to try to address the unaffordable housing situation, and that's where I come in, and I think we will end. And the legal services organizations come in. So I just wanted to introduce you a little bit about what my organization is doing, which is Queens Legal Services, and we are actually part of Legal Services of NYC. So there we definitely have 2 Brooklyn offices here as well. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an introduction as to the kind of services that we provide to address unaffordable housing situations, and in many ways to try to keep most of our work centers around discrimination and also making sure that you are not evicted. So Legal Hand, very simply put, we provide legal information and resources and referrals to anyone with legal issues. So generally we do housing, to family law, to immigration, and many other services. Interestingly, or not surprisingly, 45% of our work, although we handle so many different other legal issues, is around housing. Most people are coming in either because they are being evicted or that they are looking for a place but cannot find a place that is affordable for them. We are also seeing things like people facing discrimination, either because of disability or because of low income situation or because of sometimes quote unquote how you look like or even your family composition. So those are some of the housing issues that's also out there. So we are looking at eviction. We are looking at also disrepair in your apartments or in your homes that the landlords are not addressing, sometimes deliberately, if you're living in rent-stabilized apartments, because landlords are interested in getting you out. We are also seeing rent overcharge in many of the rent-stabilized apartments. If you are lucky enough to live in a rent-stabilized apartment, there are many things that landlords are doing to overcharge you even when they're not supposed to, and trying to get you evicted for any kind of violation. So we're seeing things like that. We are also seeing foreclosure within our community, especially within the elderly who own their homes, getting into reverse mortgages that's going to make it impossible for them to give their houses to the next generation. So we're seeing a lot of foreclosure cases. And we're seeing a lot of discrimination around income. So people who are looking for apartments, they apply for an apartment, a lot of rights. And people don't know about those things, so they're not exercising it, and they're being overcharged in their rent and also being evicted. So we're doing making concerted efforts to reach out to the community so that they know what their rights are so they can exercise and protect themselves. The third thing that we're doing is that for tenants associations and other nonprofit groups that's working on these issues, we are providing resources for them, and we're working with them to address these policy issues. So those are some of the things that we are doing at Legal Hand and also done by Legal Services at NYC. And so if you have any questions about that, have cases that you want to consult with us about, then you're definitely welcome to come to our site. And we're giving out these purple cards right now. Or you can come and talk to me later. I will be here for a while. I don't know how long this proceeding is going to go on. But I just wanted to, again, thank you so much for inviting me and letting me talk to you about certain services that's here for you. And I will take any questions that you have. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. So there is another thing. আমরা অনেক সময় বিভিন্ন ইস্যু নিয়ে আমরা ফেস করি, প্রভিশনের লোকজন আসছে, যেমন ইমিগ্রেশন ইস্যু নিয়ে, যেমন জব ইস্যু নিয়ে। সো বিভিন্ন তথ্য, কিছু বিষয় আছে যেগুলো আপনি লিগ্যাল ইনফরমেশন আপনি আগে জানা, যে ওকে আমার ইমিগ্রেশনের এই বিষয়টা আমি কোনো একজন অ্যাটর্নির কাছে আমি যেতে পারি কিনা, এই বিষয়টা আসলে সমাধান হবে কিনা। আমার আনডকুমেন্ট থেকে আমি ডকুমেন্টেড আদৌ হতে পারবো। আমরা বিভিন্ন সময় দেখি যে অমুক অ্যাটর্নিকে টাকা দিয়ে দেওয়া হয়েছে, এখন তার কিছুই হচ্ছে না। এই লিগ্যাল ইনফরমেশন গুলো ফ্রি লিগ্যাল ইনফরমেশন অ্যাভেলেবল। আপনার সমস্যার অ্যাটলিস্ট 70% সমাধান কিন্তু এখানে হয়। আপনি যদি আগে থেকে তথ্যটা নেন যে আসলে এটার সমাধান কি কি অপশন আছে আমার কাছে, তো এই তথ্যগুলো নেওয়ার জন্য লিগ্যাল হ্যান্ড খুব ভালো জায়গা। এখানে পুলিশ লিগ্যাল সার্ভিস আছে যেগুলি ফ্রি অফ কস্ট, কোনো চার্জ তারা করছে না। সো আপনি ফ্রি অফ কস্ট এই ইনফরমেশন গুলো পাচ্ছেন। সো প্লিজ এই ইনফরমেশন গুলো নেওয়ার চেষ্টা করেন। কোরভিশন আমরা কিছু কাজ করি, আমি এই সুযোগটা নেই। 1 নম্বর, আমরা কেউ যদি কোনো বিজনেস শুরু করতে চান অথবা বিজনেস করছেন, ফান্ডিং বা অন্য যে কোনো ধরনের ব্যবসার সহযোগিতা দরকার, কোরভিশন ক্যান ডু ইট। কোরভিশন ক্রেডিট নিয়ে কাজ করে, যে কোনো ধরনের ক্রেডিট রিলেটেড সমস্যা উই ক্যান সলভ, যে কোনো ধরনের। যদি এটা গার্নিশমেন্ট হয়, আপনার ব্যাংক্রাপসি হয়, we can solve it. We have a team of attorneys. আমরা কাজ করছি জব প্লেসমেন্ট নিয়ে, আমরা কাজ করছি ট্রেনিং নিয়ে, ফ্রি ট্রেনিং, এখানে প্রচুর ফ্রি ট্রেনিং এর সুযোগ আছে। আমরা কাজ করছি আপনারকে সোর্সিং করে দেওয়া, কোথায় গেলে আপনি আসলে, এখানে অনেক আমাদের ইমিগ্রেন্ট, কোয়ালিফাইড ইমিগ্রেন্ট আসছেন এখানে বাংলাদেশ থেকে, কিন্তু এখানে সুইটেবল জব পাচ্ছেন না। কিভাবে সুইটেবল জবটা পেতে পারেন? এখানে ব্রিগেডিয়ার এসছেন, রিটায়ার্ড ব্রিগেডিয়ার এখানে এসে উনি সিকিউরিটি জব করছেন। আমি বলছি না সিকিউরিটি জবটা খারাপ ভালো, সেটা না। এখানে মধ্যে উনি ভালো কোনো অপশন পাচ্ছেন না। উই ক্যান শো আপনি ভালো অপশনটা কিভাবে পাবেন, কিভাবে আপনি আপনার ক্যারিয়ারটা করতে পারেন। আমরা এই সোর্সগুলো, রিসোর্সগুলো আপনাকে কানেক্ট করে দেব। আপনাকে করতে হবে কোরভিশন নাম্বার একটা কল দেন, একটা অ্যাপয়েন্টমেন্ট করেন, আসেন, কথা বলেন। আপনার ফান্ডিং এর জন্য প্রয়োজন, আপনার যদি গ্রান্টের জন্য প্রয়োজন, আপনার স্কলারশিপের জন্য প্রয়োজন, আপনার স্টুডেন্ট লোন নিয়ে সমস্যা আছে, এই সমস্ত ইস্যুগুলো নিয়ে আমরা আপনার পাবলিক বেনিফিটের জন্য, ইভেন আপনি যদি অ্যাফোর্ডেবল হাউজিং এর জন্য অ্যাপ্লাই করতে চান, মোস্ট অফ দিস সার্ভিস আর ফ্রি। সো প্লিজ কষ্ট করে আপনাকে আসতে হবে, ওপেন হতে হবে। So any other question?
I have one question.
Yes.
আমি বলছি যে আমরা তো বর্তমানে যে বাসা ভাড়া নিয়ে আছি সেখানে 3 মাসের মধ্যে আমাদের অ্যাডভান্স নিয়েছে ল্যান্ডলর্ড, 3 মাসের অ্যাডভান্স নিয়েছে।
ওকে,
এইগুলোকে নিতে পারি?
এটা ইলিগাল, আপনাকে যেতে হবে, আপনি যে কোনো go to legal hand, legal service, this is illegal.
Excuse me, I have a question. I'm a retired person. Back in Bangladesh, I was a principal of a college for 21 years, and in another college I was a professor. Here I work as a juvenile counselor under New York City. But unfortunately, I lost my son 2 years back, and then I left my job. My wife is still working as in the correction. My question is whether is there any scope to buy a house as a senior citizen? Both of us, I'm 75 and my wife is 69, and we don't have any place to go once my wife retires. Very soon she will retire.
So your question is under affordable housing, you want to buy a house, can you buy a house or not?
Is there any scope?
Can I repeat your question? Your question is, where can you go to find affordable homes for sale?
Yes.
Yes. So the website I gave before, it's nyc.gov/home ownership.
Ownership, not connect.
No, not connect. No, that's for rental. So I encourage everyone here to visit the nyc.gov/HPD and have a look around.
HPD?
Yes. There are a number of resources on nyc.gov, HPD being one of them.
This is Pride NYC.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Duggan. I'm an organizer with Thrive NYC. We were just speaking before the event began with Core Vision about organizing an event for the Bengali community around raising awareness and destigmatizing mental health and just talking about how to easily access mental health services or access counselors who speak Bangla. So we will be working together, Thrive NYC partnering with Core Vision. And we're looking at doing an event in the beginning of August, and we will keep you updated on that. And hopefully we'll be...
Tell them about NYC Well.
NYC Well, yes. NYC Well is a mental health resource or hotline where you can call, message, or chat with a mental health counselor in Bengali. We have languages, we have over 200 languages available through Language Line. And if you need to, if you're experiencing stress, anxiety, any sort of, with affordable housing, with immigration, an underlying impact to a lot of folks is stress. Everyone is impacted by stress. If you know family members, anybody who needs to talk to someone, whether it's for a short period of time or long-term care, you can call 188-NYC-WELL.
You have it repeated.
Yes. What is the number? It's 188-NYC-WELL. Yes.
Can everyone repeat that number? 188-NYC-WELL. Okay, good.
Okay, perfect. Remember, you can call them and request a translator in Bangla. Perfect. I will see you guys in August.
Thank you. So I will take a minute to have a photo session here, if you allow us. I'm sorry. Yeah, here with us, our office manager, Julia. Can you come over here? Here with us is the Time Television. They are covering our news. Mr. Anis of Pratham Alo, and there are other videos. I think they left. TVN 24, and anybody else? I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Yeah, there will be a vote of thanks. Before that, we want to take a picture. Sister Sarah and. Come with. Yeah. Secretary is
Wait, there's a hand. Oh, now there's a thumb. Thank you.
I request Mr. Abul Qasim, Director of Provision Foundation, to offer vote of thanks.
Yes, now give me the bag. Yeah, Bahar, at the bag, the bag. Bahar, at the bag niye আসো তো? দুটো তিনটা নিয়ে আসো।
You mentioned you're on community board 12. You made some of the
I'll find it. That whole part. It's okay.
Oh, I don't have any more. Yeah, I just gave them out.
Anytime to water.